Hello, welcome back. We're going to continue our exploration of the attraction, meaning the law of attraction, and we're going to touch on an area that most people don't consider, or at least that I have read. Most do not consider this important facet of employing the natural principle of attraction. And this is your worldview. Your worldview is extremely important because from that view is you emanate, rather, your personality. Who you are emanates out from you. And the most important aspect of who you are at any given time is your level of self-worth or self-esteem. And it's very important. It is very important. Each of us have this desire to be confident, to be competent, to know what we are doing, and to be valued. All of this is interwoven in our self-identity, which changes from moment to moment, which is why it is so important for you to understand what it is that you are drawing towards you, what it is that you are calling towards you, because we broadcast constantly. How you are feeling right now at this very moment, you are broadcasting. It is emanating from you in waves. It's like the sun. Whenever you are reading in any of these spiritual writings and they talk about the glory of God or whatever, they're talking about the intellect and how everything emanates from it, like rays in a sun. When they talk about the sun gods, they're talking about intelligence. They're talking about the individual. And this is so important. Many of us experience low self-esteem. Every one of us has experienced low self-esteem, but some of us are caught up in it. And before I get any further, I need to back up and consult my notes here so I can present this in some semblance of order, because it is very important. It is very important for you to understand this key part, this very important part. The attraction, the whole concept of attraction is tied up in the emotions. And we talked about the emotions. The emotions are the strongest energy that is generated within the mind. Emotions they can be overwhelming. Therefore, it's important that we understand them, the role they play. And self-esteem is at the heart of this. There are a variety of definitions that describe self-esteem, such as a feeling of being valued, a feeling of worthiness, a feeling of being accepted. There is no single theory about it. Well, because self-esteem just does not have a comprehensive theory or a cohesive theory. There's nothing there to tie it all together. There's nothing there that says why it is important for us to maintain a healthy sense of worth or why we may feel worthless. There's nothing there. There are a lot of conjectures, a lot of ideas, but nothing that you can say, yes, that's it. So don't look for any one thing. And we're going to try and cover some of the basics with this. And as you know, self-esteem is part of a bigger picture of the self. It's part of your self-identity, which encompasses your individuality, your relations, your level of representation in a group, your sense of value, belonging. Your identity is intimately connected to all of your experiences. All of your experiences. And if you only see the bad experiences, if you only focus on the bad experiences, chances are pretty good you're going to develop a crappy outlook on life. And if you have that crappy outlook, then your life experience will be crap. So you may want to hang on to all that toilet paper that comes around so you can clean things up, because in order for this attraction to work for you, in order for your life to improve, you have to clean up all of that crap. All that crap that's been in the past. I've been there. I've done all of that. I have experienced this. I know this to be true. You have to clean this all up behind you, all that crap, so that what comes to you is not nearly as messy. This also means that your identity is composed of the interplay of your cognitive or your thinking processes, your ability to understand, and your emotional aspects, the emotions you experience, and your social interactions, the people you interact with, whether it is a circle of close-knit friends or it is random encounters with strangers. All of this makes up who you are. And it's important to understand that, because through understanding, you can make changes. These social interactions, the way we think, the how we feel, these are our guideposts from moment to moment. They direct us toward goals, they motivate us in a direction. All of this, it's centered on how you feel about yourself, which is what it comes down to. How do you feel about yourself? And your identity is connected to that. Self-esteem is based on circumstances. The circumstances you find yourself in, self-perception, how you see yourself, how you perceive others. All of that goes into this concept of the self-esteem, self-identity, the self, period. It's how you interpret your relationship with the world around you. And what this means is your sense of value, your sense of worth is continuously changing up and down the ladder, continuously changing. That's the way it is supposed to be. Loneliness, melancholia, disappointment, these are all part of the experience called life. But they do not make up the larger portion of your experiences unless that is what you identify with. If you feel depressed all the time, bored all the time, that is what you are putting out there. That is what you are sending out to the universe, to nature. And Nature's up there like this. Oh, okay. Melancholy. Check. Load up some melancholy for this person here. They're in desperate need of it. That's all they think about. That is how it works. It may sound funny if you were to make a little cartoon about it or sketch it all out. It would be hilarious. But that's how it works. And if you want to change that, you have to change within. You have to change your perception. You have to learn to let go of things, not personalize, not take it all into you. Just because it's there doesn't mean it has to be owned by you. No. And if you go around and you say, oh, well, I don't care, that's a load of crap, because you do. The way you feel about yourself is very important for your psychological survival. I read in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, which, by the way, is the absolute best book you can ever read on this topic. Yeah, I've got mine out there, Creation by Design. I quote this person quite a bit. So does everybody else. They just don't know it. But I quote this person quite a bit. It's worth reading. But in it, he tells the story of someone who had lost all their stock investments. This was written shortly after the Depression and the recovering from that. So a lot of those stories are going to be tied to that. So anyway, he's telling this story about this person who says, oh, I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. He checks into a hotel. I'm dead. I'm dead. And within a few days, he was dead. Now, I know that's an extreme story, but the cliche, as you think, so you are, is true. Even in traditional Chinese medicine, where the mind goes, so does the qi. So if you are caught up in all of this crap that you have created for yourself, that's where you are at. That's what you are bringing to you. Crap, crap, give me more crap, give me more crap. Yeah, sounds funny, but it's true. It is true. I am talking to you through experience. It is true. Without some measure of self-worth, your life will be enormously painful because many of your basic needs will not be met. And what are we talking about basic needs? Friends, security, self-confidence, being valued by others, belonging, being with others. Basic needs. You don't believe me? All you have to do is look up Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. All you have to do is look it up. It'll lay it all out for you right there. Of course, many people have taken this and they've turned it into some piece of gospel or something. And they say you have to satisfy this in this pyramid in order for you to experience this. That's all crap there. And even Maslow tells you that. Coming back to this, pain is something that many of us choose to endure. Can you believe that? You may be choosing to endure your pain. And pain is not just a physical sensation, which can be easily identified. Mental pain, emotional pain plague us continuously. And you know how easy it is to pinpoint? Oh, yes, yes. That is why I am so emotionally distraught. That is baloney. Trying to understand emotional pain and mental pain is difficult. Even the professionals have problems identifying it. They can put you into this bowl of symptoms. Grief is a good one. Grief is a good one. Grief ties us in with depression, anxiety, sense of loneliness. Grief can do that. And then once we say, oh, yes, someone passed away, well, that's exactly where they're going to go. So, pain, you have to understand, pain is just part of our experience. It's part of our experience. So, don't think that you're going to get out of it. Pain is, it's a good thing because it moves us forward, unless of course we like our pain and then we're stuck. And I know my saying liking our pain, you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is when people experience, say, a sense of loneliness. And loneliness, by the way, is a sensation of having a deep connection with others. Anyway, so you are experiencing loneliness. You're stuck at the house. You're moping around. Oh, I'm so bored. I can't find anybody to do anything with. Well, if you're staying inside and you never go outside, you are not going to get out of that. You choose to stay inside. Plain and simple. All that you are experiencing, you have chosen to experience. And when you realize that you can choose to move out of that experience, then you can expand. But until then, you're stuck there. And until you choose to do something about it, you have chosen to remain by default. By default. Indecision is choice by default. Remember that. Always remember that. It's not about choosing the lesser of two evils. It's choosing what is correct or best for you at that particular time. Now, the nice thing about self-esteem is it tells us how we are feeling at that particular moment. Think of it as a barometer or a temperature gauge, uh, telling you the temperatures outside and whether you need to wear a coat or wear shorts or something else. Your self-esteem tells you that, oh, well, if you're feeling melancholy, then the best way for us to get out of this melancholy mood is to go for a walk. Let's go down to the park, go for a walk, see the people out there. Sometimes all you need is just to get out and sit around people. Sometimes that's all I need. Sounds simple, isn't it? Well, that's because a lot of times it is. We know that problems can plague those experiencing chronic low self esteem, which is essentially the sense of feeling worthless most of the time. When you feel worthless, well, you are experiencing low self esteem. And people such as this may feel that they lack direction, lack competence, are unsuccessful, are failures. And the interesting thing is that while we like to say it all resides within you, you know, how many of those spiritual gurus have said it all resides within you? Go within, go within. Bullshit. Going within does not necessarily help you to feel better. What helps you to feel better is those outside. Why do we experience low self esteem? It's not because we have chosen to feel worthless. Remember that self esteem is built around this sensation of feeling confident, valued, competent, and similar emotional experiences. And where is this going to come? It's not going to come from within. No, 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 no. It comes from those people who associate with you, those people you choose to associate with you. When they say you're doing great, you feel good. When they don't say anything, you feel when they say, "Hey man, come on over here. Let's hang out for a while." You feel good because you're valued by someone else. When nobody says, "You want to grab some lunch?" When nobody says that to you, you feel crappy. Let's be honest. You feel crappy. One of the things you can do about that is you can ask someone else to go to lunch with you. It's these interactions with others that build our self-esteem and tear it down. And anybody who says they are not bothered by any of that is full of crap. Because the only people who make us feel valued and worthwhile are those around us. It doesn't come from within. What comes from within is recognition of what you are experiencing. What comes from within is the decision to improve your lot. But what makes you feel good and bad, that comes from without. Let's just be honest about it. Let's be honest about it. Stop deceiving yourself, because we are the only ones that will believe any lie we choose to tell. While it may sound that simple, it is, well, it's a little difficult. But I'm hoping that you're gaining some kind of understanding with this. If you are lacking direction, and I feel like that myself. I lack direction. When I start lacking direction, well, I start doing something about it. The most important aspect of all of this is awareness. Be aware of what's happening to you. Listen to those emotions. They tell you what's going on with you. They can really, really be right on the money there. And if you're too busy stuffing them down because people are telling you, stop being emotional. Wait a second now. People are telling you to stop being emotional. Well, that's not coming from within. That's coming from without. Remember that. When people say, don't get so angry, that's coming from without. That's not coming from within. That's coming from without. You are an energy system, a self-regulating energy system. And in any kind of a self-regulating system, you have energy coming in and you have energy going out. There has to be a flow. And your whole being is dependent upon that flow of information coming in and you expelling information. That's nature. You want to understand the principle of attraction? Look at nature. See what's going on in nature. Nature will never steer you wrong. She may direct you up a blind alley, but you've always gained something. Nature is the true expression of the divine. And perhaps I'll do a presentation series on some of the principles of nature and how they all work together. And attraction is just one of those natural principles. Low self-esteem is not a natural occurring event. It happens, but it's not a natural occurring event. I should say chronic low self-esteem is not a natural occurring event, because we all experience low self-esteem, but regularly experiencing low self-esteem, that is learned, because as children, we build our self-image based on the verbal opinions of those who influence our lives. Our parents, oh, you worthless child. Oh, that's not making you feel good, is it? No, it wasn't for me. So I know it's not for you. And as a child, we're often caught between disgruntled parents or adults. And through those experiences, we learn all the wrong attitudes about life. I grew up with divorced parents. I heard all that whining and complaining and everything. I saw how one was sticking it to the other. Well, I shouldn't say with parents, but I've seen parents of other children. I've seen divorced parents, particularly the ladies, get together once every other month and figure out how they can screw it to the dad. What is a child learning from this? As children, we are sponges. All this, everything we experience up until maybe the age of 17, 18, when we start becoming young adults, we're just sponges. We take all this crap in. And then as adults, as young adults, I should say, we got to sift through all this crap. We don't really become responsible until we're sometime in our 30s, typically. Other than that, we're too busy sifting through all this crap that we took in from our parents, our family members, the people we've associated with, people we were told to respect. That's where it all comes from. We learn the wrong attitudes of life. I mean, for over 20 years, I felt worthless and undeserving because I was caught in a crossfire of divorcing parents. And like most people coping with low self-esteem, my focus of distraught was on aspects of myself. I felt flawed. I thought I lacked competence to succeed. Therefore, I was only good at failing. Eventually, I discovered it was a load of crap. So you may be wondering, how can you tell when you are experiencing a low self-esteem period? Well, here are some signs. If you're continuously feeling anxious or fearful, or you just have the need to withdraw from situations. And let me tell you, a lot of those people, particularly on Facebook, who've got all these memes about these toxic relationships, toxic people, stay away from these people, stay away from that person. That is actually bad advice. Because what you should really be doing is asking, wait a moment, what am I doing to cause this person to react that way? And if I am not doing anything, is this who this person is? Are they naturally like this? Because if that is who they are, then they're not really toxic. You are toxic for choosing to be around them. So, it's something to consider. And then again, what if you are the toxic person? Crap advice. Crap advice, because you're not asking the right questions. You're asking the wrong questions. Why is this happening? Why? That's the wrong question. What can I do so this does not happen again? What can I do so that I have a better experience? Those are the questions you should be asking. And the most important thing to know about self-esteem is that improvement, self-improvement in any aspect of your life will improve other aspects. So you don't have to focus on everything at once. You can focus on one area of your life, and everything that you do to improve in that one area in your life will gradually spread to the other areas of your life, and eventually your life becomes better. And do you know why it becomes better? It's because you begin to feel better about yourself. You begin to see others as potentialities and not as toxicity. You begin to see life as something meant to be enjoyed. And as you begin to enjoy life, those energies that you were drawing that were crap are now rays of light, nurturing you. You nurture others, you nurture yourself. It's not that you nurture others and others will nurture you. That is the wrong attitude. When you nurture others, you nurture yourself. Because if you begin to do things for others, be nice to others so they will be nice to you, then you have entered into a bargain. It's no different than a financial transaction. Keep that in mind. You want to nurture yourself, you nurture others. You don't nurture others because they're in need or because they need it. You nurture others because you want to. And if you're at odds with someone, the best thing you can do is to ask them, what have I done to cause you to act this way? Ask them. Did you hear that? What? Not why. What? You don't ask them, why are you acting this way? You ask them, what have I done? Because when you ask them, what have I done to cause you to act that way? Chances are very good that they're going to stop and they're going to think, and yes, they may say, well, you did this, this, and this, so I did this, this, and this. But you will hear that they chose to act in those ways. You really didn't do anything. They chose to do all of that. So keep that in mind. And one other thing to keep in mind with this is that we assume people are all like us. All people are like us. Their reactions are the same as ours. That is not correct. We experience the same thing, but the intensity of the experience is different. Now, what has this got to do with attraction? Well, I'll tell you. At the very beginning, I said that how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself, you broadcast it. It emanates from you like the rays of the sun. And if you choose that to have what emanates from you, like the rays of the sun, to be nurturing. Energy flows both ways. Energy comes in, energy goes out. If you are nurturing others, then that nurturing energy is going to be more than it was before. That is why it is so important to understand yourself, to know why you become upset, to develop solutions for when that happens, to learn to ask questions. What have I done for this to happen to me? And then look at what you may have done. Look at all the steps that happened for you to get there. Sometimes you choose to be someplace, and the event that occurs is irrelevant to your choice. You chose to be in that place for this particular reason, which has nothing to do with why this event happened. You have to understand that. And don't hold on to stuff. Don't hold on to stuff. Release it. The only thing you have to hold on to is, what did I do? That's the only thing that's yours. That's it. What did you do? That's it. That's all that's yours. That's what you have control over. Now, I hope you understand why how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself is so important to this whole concept of attraction. Once you begin to feel good about yourself, once you understand yourself, then the events that draw you or that you draw will be more beneficial than before. Opportunities are a dime a dozen. All you have to do is watch for them. I want to thank you for allowing me to share this with you. I also have a book, Creation by Design, which is available through many of the online platforms in both ebook form and print form. If you can't find it, well, try and contact me, leave something in the replies, and I will do my best to get back to you. If you found this to be of value, like the video, subscribe to my channel. We explore a variety of philosophies, ideologies. It's not just stuck on religious beliefs or philosophy or it covers a broad section. And I try to separate the videos so you can find them a little easier. But anyway, I do hope this was useful for you, and you have a wonderful day.